So this is my recently revived BM Root 36-inch wheel bandsaw. I bought it 25 or 30 years ago. Put it in here, disassembled. Got new belts for it. Put the belts in a pail and then let it sit for 25, 30 years. So I finally decided that I needed to get it going so I could resaw some lumber, at which part of a steam bending project. And so I sawed a bunch more lumber. As you can see, there's quite a bit around here already, and lots in another building too. But at any rate, there it is, and it's finally running. It's right now got 1 1/4 inch. I think they're probably 42 thousandths. Was it a 3/4 or 7/8 inch between tooth blade on it? It's all rusty, and it does saw, but I'm sure it needs help. At any rate, that's the saw. And one of the interesting things is, the guy that owned the saw before me apparently built this power transmission system that you see here, and you can see it still isn't sitting there quite right. It's tilted at an angle, but it's a whole lot better than it was, and at least it works. It has a 4-speed pulley on it. That's a 1725 RPM, 220 volt motor, only a half horse. And it still runs pretty slow even at the highest speed. I think 440 surface feet per minute of the blade, and I'm thinking it ought to be up around 2,000 or 3,000. So I've got work to do yet. But I wanted to get it running as it had been. And I never did actually see how all this stuff fit together in its original location. So I had to guess at a lot of stuff, and I had to rebuild a number of things here because it just didn't work at all. And you can see it originally was a flat belt drive. As I got it, someone had produced a gear reduction system for it, and it was hard to figure out how it went together because it was very poorly aligned and stuff. And so I got it working, but there's one last thing I need to do so that I don't have to apply belt tension with those 2 concrete blocks. But at any rate, at least it does run. It's running quite slow. Right now it has a half horse motor. Somebody did put a 4-shift pulley on it so you could make it run, you know, a lot slower. But running as fast as this system will go right now, again, it's only about 400 surface feet per minute. And I guess you want to go 2,000 or 3,000. So I got a long way to go with gearing, but I wanted to get it put back together and just see if it would work at all. So I've got this saw just temporarily set up, as you can probably tell. And I've got a switch way over there on a 220 volt box. I just squared up the blade pretty well. And I'm just going to try to hand resaw a short piece of wood here. I think it's maple. And this is an 1 1/4 inch wide blade. I think it's 3/4, 7/8 between teeth. And the blade length, I think, is 227 inches. The blade has been sitting for at least 25 years, and it's all rusty and stuff, so I'm not surprised. I mean, I'm surprised if it works at all. Already got started on it. Well, clearly I need to sharpen the blade. It looks like, you probably can't see it here, but this is bad, but it isn't as bad as this side. This side is all really chewed up, so there must be a couple of really crummy teeth on this side. Anyway, I've got a new blade ordered. But the point is, it does work. It came to me disassembled. The interesting thing is that they use taper pins here and there to hold things together. There's a taper pin holding this angular adjustment in place here, and then there's a taper pin that holds this axle in place on the this rotating mechanism. And it wasn't obvious at first. It took me a while to figure out how to put it back together, because somebody had taken it apart for me, so to speak, and I then didn't do anything with it for 25 years. So there it is. Got new tires, and it will saw wood. I'm waiting for a good new saw blade.